Are this all your lunches? You mean you eat other people's lunches? Stop it!
Now we're going to do something extremely fun. We're going to play a wonderful game called Who is My Daddy and What Does He Do? Yes?
Is your daddy a fireman? He's probably big. Is he a wrestler? Is he a basketball coach?
No.
Okay, what you're watching are the left boot of my Razor Genesis, my Razor SL is the left boot. I'm riding the 3x110 millimeter frames. I think I rode these frames for maybe a little over a year, from 2021 to 2021? I think it was. I have to confirm that right now. So I have the plaque that Nathan Pacheco won. So second place, no. So this was from 2022 to 2023. So I rode these frames aggressively, but my first time using these frames was for the New York City 2022 Prospect Park Inline Marathon. I think I came in 9th place. Nathan came in second place. And right now I am using a DeWalt Power grinder, because what happened is the screws on the actual frame got stripped. And I reached out to Sunshine Distribution and Jeff, and they essentially said, hey, look, you know, we gifted you those frames. We cannot re-gift them and replace them, especially as you did not use them as they were intended. These are frames that are strictly intended for skating, recreational, and distance. I managed to do a lot of grinding on these, on ledges, on concrete ledges, on stone masonry ledges, on down rails, and a number of other obstacles. So the simple point is that these frames are not designed for grinding, and the screws will get stripped. So this is just video of me trying to DIY hack myself around getting the stripped screws out. I tried numerous times with different stripped screw hardware removal kits. Home Depot has several different brands. I have an old school brand from Black & Decker, and then I think I have Milwaukee brand and DeWalt brands. I tried every brand, but it just didn't seem to work, and maybe I just forgot how to make it work. But this is my DIY hack to removing a wheel when it's a large wheel and the screw is stripped. I just cut directly through the wheel urethane and the plastic hub core. So I think the goal was to cut it in two. I'm trying to basically cut it into a semicircle. So I think what I started to do first was, and by the way, I recommend highly that anyone use power tools that they use eye goggles, protection that's not just forward-facing protection, but also side protection. As I'm cutting through this, the wheel, the urethane of the wheel and the plastic, I'm getting a lot of hot plastic residue, or rubber residue, I should say, and little shards are splashing everywhere. Now I am more or less scoring the plastic hub that the urethane is poured around. Trying to get it to bend, you know, just scoring it gently on both the front and the rear. I love the safety feature that stops the grinder from cutting when it experiences too much pressure or too much overheating. I will say that a lot of that I'm doing here is actually very dangerous. A lot of what I'm doing is very dangerous simply because I don't have the boot mounted in a very secure fashion, so there's a lot of room to play. As you can see, I just ripped the one half of the semicircle off, allowing me to access the frame bolts located through the frame and into the boot. UFS skates have 2 bolts, one in the front and one in the rear. Here I'm simply demonstrating that now I can get a L-key or hex wrench directly to the frame bolt. Oh yeah, so the inner screw receptacle, right? That plate you just see there that I dropped, that came loose. So I was forced to remove my gloves, get my hand so I can physically feel and palpate or touch the inside and really understand if the screw is moving or not. It was not moving, so I had to remove the liner and the inner insole shock absorber, my gloves, get my hand in there for that real hands-on feel and touch. We go back to grinding on the other wheels. We repeat the process. As you can see, the hot sticky goo. Basically, take all PPE precautions, all personal protective equipment precautions, gloves, protect your hands, eyewear with goggles or safety glasses, protect your respiratory system, your mouth and your nostrils for breathing purposes, and also earplugs if necessary because the sound is deafening. Oh yeah, this was really dangerous right here where it starts to move. Oh my God, I was freaking out. I was like, fuck. And then I think I thought about how I could clamp it down. Wanted to get a better grip and readjust. I also have to stabilize the boot with my knees and my foot. So I'm using my knee and my foot to brace the boot, which I don't think you can see fully. There goes more positioning with the knee of the left foot and the right foot. Yeah, because that's not going to work. We can't be trying to cut a spinning wheel with a high-powered spinning wheel and they're both spinning. That's recipe disaster number one. Geez, I'm curious to see how I figured this one out. I think I just had to go slow and then apply pressure. It would have helped if I just clamped it with anything. You know, even if I, let's say, tied a shoelace through the opening just so that it would lock against the frame once it started to spin. This is when I discovered that my left foot against the edge of the floor and the drainage basin and my other foot would do better justice. So I had 4 points of contact to hold it down in there. And that was it. Now I can get to those goddamn frame bolts. Oh shit. I just noticed that I'm wearing boots and jeans for a reason. I think I started off barefooted. Let me just double check. I believe I started off barefooted. Initially, yeah. See, I'm wearing boots and jeans, but I started off barefooted, and the only thing I might have actually had on was gloves and goggles. And quickly realized I need more stability. I need to take more precautions in case this motherfucker kickbacked. And I ended up with the grinder hitting my arms or hitting my. I was cool, I think, with my arms. I felt like I could manage that. But I had to put on some denim. Like I wasn't even gonna do dress pants or shorts. But yeah, and then instead of just flip-flops and you know, I said, nah, let's put on socks, let's put on boots, let's lace them up, let's just be as safe as possible. Because a lot of the injuries I actually have now, when I look back, when I just analyze the simple details, you know, okay, I got a gash on my knee or a couple gashes across my knee from riding the BMX. What have I learned? Well, I could have prevented most of those by wearing denim, long pants first, but I want to wear shorts. So what else have I, what's the takeaway from that? The takeaway is that most of them occurred because my feet slipped off the pedals. And when I did some further research, I realized it was the type of cheap shoe I was wearing that had zero grip on the bottom. You know, and it, to me, boils down to we pay for trust. You know, so it's like you get the cheap shoe, you get the cheap quality. You're not getting the good grip. So I've always been, you know, when people always gung ho like, yo, they got this shit over here for $15, bro. This shit is always, it's almost 200. I'm like, well, to at $200, I mean, to 15. What is the actual quality? What is the design theory that went into design? What went into designing this product to warrant it charging as much as its, you know, MSRP is listed as, and even its sale price? You know, I remember seeing a t-shirt at Yves Saint Laurent while doing some architectural commercial real estate services. While doing that survey, I remember seeing a shirt that was on sale for like $400 or $500 or something crazy. It might have been $399 or something. I just remember going, holy guacamole. But either way, this is your DIY skate hack. This was my solution to getting around a stripped screw. All right, so stripped screw on a recreational to speed skating aluminum chassis, aluminum frame. These specific ones are the 3x110 millimeter. This is produced by Ground Control. And I don't have the exact name.